Hey everybody, it's Moonhorse here. I'm here with Bubs and Sango.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
And they don't know what we're doing, but I do because I can see the other monitor. I have two monitors. We're in the office now. I can see what we're going to do. They don't know what we're going to do. I'm about to surprise them. So today, this is a thing I don't do often, which is I'm going to read you a story. I'm going to read a story to a live audience.
Oh.
But it's not just any story. I'm going to read you a neckbeard tale.
No!
Yay!
Settle in, children. It's time to read some neckbeard tales. So,
I love these.
So this is well, I'm just going to read you the title of it. Actually, I'm resetting my speakers so everything works good. Okay, so this is by Reddit user Lieutenant Olivia. The Misadventures of Cuckbeard McRacist. The bad beginning. So she has it in here, just a warning. Some of the stuff in this story, and especially in later stories, can be potentially upsetting or triggering to some people. First part's relatively tame, but that's not true for the later parts. So you guys have been warned. Welcome to Well, you already know. If you listen to Neckbeard stories, you know they're all like really bad, and really bad shit usually happens. So, here we go. The cast. This was last year's wild story. What the titular beard of the story is doing now, nobody knows. I don't think anybody wants to either. He left the school or got kicked out, no one really knows. So there's Olivia. Be me, a thin, slightly shy, brown-haired girl who hangs out with a small group of friends. Plays piano, sings badly, half Japanese and American. Definitely keep this in mind. Sophomore. Russia Ball, exchange student who's pretty funny, likes Russian heritage, embraces being real-life Russian stereotype in a humorous way, still makes occasional mistake or two in speaking English. Other part of his Russian heritage to stay away from. Sophomore also. Da Vinci. Okay, so there's a bunch of people. There's like a lot of people here. I hate skipping over people, stuff like this, but I hate reading it too because I feel like it's really boring. But the one we're all looking for, the one we're looking for the most, Cuckbeard. Neckbeard of the story comes from the fact that he calls everything and everyone he dislikes a cuck or some variant thereof. He is the literal embodiment of every single neckbeard nice guy trope there is. Massive weeb, makes all women his miladies, openly states his fetishes, and worst of all, incredibly racist. However, not overweight, doesn't wear a fedora, also has an actual neckbeard, and probably doesn't understand the word hygiene. The ethnicities of my friends comes up later. They're all different ethnicities, so here we go. It's not until halfway through the year that I finally ran into Cuckbeard. It was a Friday afternoon, and basically my friends, Sans Da Vinci and I, were all in the music room, playing around, practicing music. Aloha brought her ukulele and simply chatting with Kitten, and Russia Ball was practicing on the piano, and I was sitting next to the piano looking through my folder of sheet music. I hadn't actually spoken to Cuckbeard at all, and all I know of him is that he was in the same music theory elective class as I was. As far as I know, he wasn't really good at music and just spent most of the class looking at his computer in the back row of the classroom. I wasn't even sure what instrument he played at that point until the day he walked into the music room. While we're all doing whatever we were doing, Cuckbeard enters the music room, supposedly to pick up his clarinet. For everyone who is in a music class of some form, the instruments are all put in a storage room for the practice, in the practice room. I'm sorry, not for the practice room. We had a classroom as well as a practice room next to the classroom. There you go. As he walked past us practicing, he looked our way, something I wish I had never happened in the course of history, space, and time. His stride grew slower, and he just stared at Kitten and I to the point where he appeared to forget why he was coming to the back of the room. After a few seconds, however, he just went back to grab his stuff. Aloha said something like, "Well, that was weird," and shrugged it off. Big mistake! We didn't see him for a few days, save for one day when we were all eating lunch. Russia Ball had one of those portable speakers in which he decided to play some old Soviet music for the hell of it. Then he proceeded to sing along in Russian, though purposefully off-tune, something that made us laugh our asses off. But the speaker was quite loud, and many people could hear it, including Cuckbeard. And apparently, Cuckbeard somehow knew that the music was Soviet and walked over to our table. So, which one of you is playing this commie garbage? Yes, I'm playing the music. Well, turn it off, you Marxist cuck. It's at this point that red flags began to go off in my mind about Cuckbeard. The stuff he said isn't particularly offensive relative to what he says later, but from what I heard, there wasn't a bit of sarcasm or jest in his voice, just complete seriousness. However, the most offensive part of Cuckbeard at the moment was the foul odor that emanated from him. I don't know how to describe it, but he smelled like food grease mixed with what you'd smell after spending an extended amount of time camping.
So he smelled like Mew?
He smelled like what?
Mew?
Yeah, actually, yes. That's a very astute comment. Cuckbeard then looks my way.
That sounds scary already.
Yeah, oh, we should do that after this. But, Cuckbeard looks my way and gestures me to move towards him as a knight in shining armor would do to a damsel in distress, despite never having spoken to me in any way. May I rescue you from this Marxism? Cuckbeard valiantly announced to me. Excuse me? I said, can I rescue you from this Marxism? Do I know you? Oh, I'm Cuckbeard from Music Theory. You don't know how beautiful you look with your hair waving around when you look around in class, he gloriously declared. I kid you not. He said this out loud for everyone at a table to hear. Rushaball then turned off his music and stood up in Cuckbeard's face. First of all, I am no Marxist. Secondly, we tried to eat here at the table. Can you leave us? Russia asked Cuckbeard as politely as possible. Oh, okay. Nice accent, by the way. Cuckbeard smugly muttered as he slinked away. Rushaball looked a bit pissed off by what Cuckbeard had said about communism. Russia loves communist jokes, but what he said about English, something he was trying to improve on, he nevertheless laughed it off again. Da Vinci and Kitten were too busy to notice most of what's going on, since they're both working on a class project together, but Russia, Aloha, and I all clearly saw what went down. As we continued to eat, Aloha just said to me how weird Cuckbeard was as a person, and how she'd heard stuff about him following and creeping on girls in school. I assured her that he's for sure somewhat creepy, but I didn't believe the rumors in any form, because I think information gets distorted when it's spread by hearsay. Again, huge mistake!
Yay!
Fast forward to the next day, we're at lunch again. Because we always sit at the same table, it wasn't too hard for Cuckbeard to find us. For some reason, he sat at the empty table next to ours, but not at our table. He's probably a bit scared of Rushaball at this point. With his phone out, we would later learn that he was taking pictures of us. Ew. And stared at us silently through the entire lunch period. He just stared silently.
Wow.
Just kept staring. Not eating, just staring. Rushaball seemed to take notice and he shot daggers back at him, but Cuckbeard didn't seem to pick up on the fact that people simply did not want him around. Everyone soon decided that Cuckbeard was becoming really, really creepy, and decided to move to the indoor portion of the cafeteria, where there were more people, which we'd hoped made us harder to find. He didn't seem to follow us in, and we just ate lunch in peace that day. When I got home that night, I was just using my computer and talking to friends on Discord. Pretty big school Discord group floating around. You could probably guess what the hell happened next. Some people used their screen names while others set their usernames to real names, so it's easier to know who is who. I was one of those people who used their real name, and you guessed it, Cuckbeard found me. I didn't know who he was, but I guessed correctly based on the profile picture. A Pepe meme in an SS uniform or something. Classy. It went 0 to 100 in about 5 minutes. He proceeded to message his faux polite garbage about, quote, defending me from Marxism and cuckoldry, unquote, and how I was half Japanese. I have no idea how he knew that. And that, quote, good waifus are hard to come by these days. Who the hell says that in all seriousness? No, I didn't say that. She actually wrote that, but I was thinking it. And how, quote, all women except you are dirty harlots. Also, he stated how cute it would be to watch me in the bathroom as I did my business. He continued to spew out this ridiculous, creepy, sexist, textual diarrhea as I reached for the block button. Yeah, I blocked him. Kept the chat logs because I wanted to report him for this. But didn't do so because the stuff he sent me is honestly too disgusting and embarrassing. Jesus Christ. But the fact that I blocked him, well, that's for part 2. And is there a part 2? Oh, there's a part 2. And we're going to read part 2. But we're not going to read it right now. You have to come back next time for that. So you guys can like, comment, and subscribe. And you can donate $1 to my Patreon, because that'd be really fucking cool if you did that. And then we'll read... Well, we're not going to do that just because I'm going to read it anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. But we're going to read more of this in a moment. So say goodbye, everybody, because we'll be back.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye!